Well, to say that was a big win for us would be the understatement of the century, but man, I thought we beat a good team. I mean, that was the hardest, most physical game that we've been involved in. It reminded me of the Purdue-Michigan State games of 12 years ago. It was two teams battling for their lives, and I'm getting a little tired of hearing in the networks about the Big Ten. I mean, if that isn't a tournament team that we just played, I mean, there's so many things. I think our league is got to get a little more credit because that was a war, and that was as tough as any non-conference teams we played. And we did a lot of good things defensively. I thought we were unbelievable. We did make some foolish turnovers down the stretch. Just had some guys that played a lot of minutes. BJ was a little tired at the end, and foul trouble to Gavin and Matt hurt us in the middle. But again, it's nice that two things happen. Your best players, Travis, Denzel, and BJ were unbelievable. Travis was best he's been, and to shoot 85% from the line is normal for Illinois, but very abnormal for Michigan State. So, questions?
Right guy shooting the free throws, is that the difference?
I don't know, BJ was 1 for 1.
Coach,
Can you talk any more about that, just knowing what happened in the last game? Was that like more emphasized coming into this, the foul line?
The foul line's been an emphasis for a month and a half, 2 months, seriously. I mean, every day, and it really has. So I can't take credit or blame for that, but it's been an emphasis.
seemed like the complexion of the game changed when Rice came in.
Early, you mean?
Yeah, you guys started out 5-0.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. You know, the sad part about our jobs is when you have injuries or when you have suspensions, players only knew what, injuries you can't control, suspensions you can. Last year, I think when Illinois came to our place, Nebraska, we were so out of whack, when we brought our 3 players back. We had 2 of them back for that game, I think. And it's very difficult for a coach to try to mesh everybody together. And I feel for John on that, but he's one of the best players in the league. I thought we did a pretty good job. I don't know what he ended up with, but on Nunn and definitely Hill. I mean, those 2 guys are good players too. But with those 3 guys, that's as good of a 2, 3, 4 combination, I think, as there is. They're all strong, they're all athletic, and they all can shoot it. So we feel very fortunate to get away with this win.
Tom, you've talked about being kind of a breakthrough performance at the free throw line. You think that you can kind of throw them to shoot free throws the way you hope they could do it?
I don't know. To be honest with you, when you shot poorly all year, one game, it brings a little bit of confidence, but we got a lot of things to prove yet, a lot of work to do yet. But it just was nice that, we have something to look at and say we've done it. We've been getting better the last couple games. We've been shooting a little better from the line, but you think of a game like tonight, you need every free throw. And, hey, we'd have 3, 4 more wins if we made 2/3 of what we shot tonight. So free throw line's important. We've done a poor job all year. We did a great job tonight, but I wouldn't let that overshadow the defensive performance because that is a hard team to guard.
When you look at these last 4 games as a whole, does it change what you think the ceiling for your team is, the way they've improved in these last 4?
We made some improvements, but boy, we got, I think everybody would agree, the toughest schedule, at Illinois, at Indiana, at Wisconsin, and Purdue and Minnesota at home. I don't think there's a weak sister in that group, and I think they're all potential tournament teams. So, the ceiling, I'm not changing the ceiling now. The ceiling for me is always get better every game and see where it takes you, but don't anoint us anything. We won a good game, a big game, but we've lost enough doing poor things that that's in my memory bank too. I think we're growing a little bit. I think we're maturing a little bit. I thought Dawson early was a man. I thought Trice late was, and Valentine was steady the whole time. When you get those 3 things going, even when we got in foul trouble, for Kobe to go in there and him and BJ battled every day, and Kobe gets a dunk, the happiest guy in the team was BJ. It was just one of those games.
Tom, you started talking about the Big Ten. You feel like the national perception is mediocrity, or you
I
feel
do,
like
I really do, and I never beg, but now that I'm not begging for ourselves either, you know, I look at Ohio State team, I mean, our league is good. I mean, it is really good, and we're not top heavy. You know, we got one standout team, Wisconsin, but man, we got a bunch of very, very good teams that are hard to beat. I see some of these, you know, I know they're predictions, but now that maybe we won a couple games, I don't have to stick up for us, I'm sticking up for the other teams in the league. And yeah, I don't think its perception's as good as it needs to be or should be. I really don't.
Was that game called a lot differently in the second half than the first half?
I don't know, I just know it was the most physical game I was ever a part of in 15 years.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks a lot, Dave.